Lots of emails out there. One from, I don't know the guy's name. Hold on, he signed the earlier one. John. He said, Joel, shut up and let Duane speak. You're truly the worst talk show host. No other host does talk like you. And then he has a question for you. Watch this. I'm not going to read it. God, that felt good. Boom, baby. You know what? Try a little sugar once. Here's the email that says, half America doesn't pay any income tax because they have hardly any income to support their families. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's a catchy slogan, but there are no facts to back it up. The fiscal industry played the largest part in our economic downturn. Why is it so hard to ask them to clean up their mess by paying slightly more federal taxes? Duane, would you like to address that?
Well, who specifically are they talking about, Joe? I didn't get that from that email. But if you're talking about corporations not paying any taxes, I totally agree. I mean, we've got way too many loopholes in the tax code. It needs to be refined. It's why I was helping out Herman Cain so much earlier this year. It's got to be fixed. I mean, we can't have multi-billion-dollar companies not paying any income taxes. People need to pay their fair shares. Absolutely no question. I don't disagree.
And I think that leads into the next one here for you, Duane.
Okay.
It's tougher, but it says Rick Berger's on record supporting federal spending for Fargo-Moorhead diversion. Federal spending for the flood recovery funding for Minot. Federal spending for Devil's Lake, even though he didn't do it on 2112. He also says he's against raising taxes, and he signed a pledge for that. Are you, Duane Sand, man enough to tell these North Dakota constituencies that they need to pay for these things, or you are going to be just another hypocrite? Tough question, Duane.
No, I don't think it's tough at all.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, we're not talking about shutting down federal government. We're talking about cutting 10–15% of it, growing the economy to help us get out of this deficit we're in, where we're borrowing 40 cents of every dollar and borrowing from the Chinese just to pay our bills. The government still provides important functions. It has to provide some flood relief, has to help people in Minot. I've never been really a supporter of this big ditch program around Fargo in the first place. I've always advocated for the fact that we already have a big ditch around Fargo called the Red River, and it needs to be dredged. I mean, all the engineer friends and other folks I talk to think that makes the most sense. I mean, why do we want to take all this?
Look what happened with the Missouri. I mean, look. Remember how high the Missouri is supposed to get, and that it carved its own way.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, but we got to dredge the Red River. And let's talk about other ways to grow out of this slump we're in. We got to fix the economy.
Duane, we only have a little bit of time left, but you put a controversial plan out there on this nuclear energy plan. Why do you believe North Dakota is a site for, and deserves to be a site for, the next big nuclear power plant?
You know, Joe, I don't think it's controversial at all. Let me just step back and no, I don't think so. Let me tell you why. I've been talking to North Dakotans about this for 11 years.
Your first name?
And let's be, you know, just back up before that a little bit. This is a 7-point energy plan I put together. I don't want to be just campaigning for the Senate just by campaigning against Rick. I want to give the people of North Dakota choice, some options, some ideas to help grow the economy in America, but also in North Dakota. Now, if you look at that map, I brought one in for you today. If you look at the seismic stability of America, what's one thing we know that we need in nuclear power?
Stable soil.
That's right.
And North Dakota has it.
That's right. And that's why I went and helped the Nuclear Regulatory Commission in 2009-2010. I've inspected most of the nuclear power plants in the Midwest. We, right now, have less than 0.5% of our electrical generating stations in America which are nuclear. There's only 104 in the whole country. Yet, they provide 23.5%, almost 25% of all our domestic electrical energy needs.
Okay, let me ask you this. This has been out there a while. You did a fly around the state. You pushed this plan. What response did you get?
It's very positive. It's very positive. We're talking about bringing in a $15 billion investment into North Dakota. We're talking about creating 3,000 new jobs, creating opportunity for our young people. 1,000 of those jobs are union jobs, Joel. You'll like that. But this is something that has to be done. Now,
I'd name you Man of the Year.
No, and it can be done.
You actually
I'm
care
serious
about
this, Joel. I'm serious. Now let's think about this. Are we getting out?
That means we have 1 minute.
Joel, we need more time. But bottom line is, almost half of all the nuclear power plants in the country right now have to be shut down permanently in the next 17 to 22 years. We are going to have to build new ones all across the country. We need to look
Other
at
countries
options.
are doing it.
That's right. And we can't do it in Minnesota. They got a moratorium on them.
You have this on your website, right? Let people know how to get in touch and be part of the
This
Duane
is getting
Sand
loaded
team.
to our website this week, actually,
Okay.
so we do it right. But it's sand2012.com.
Okay, sam212.com.
That's correct.
All right, Duane, as always, fly safe. Have a great Navy day.
Have a great Navy day.
You bet. Good to talk to you. We'll be back with more right after this.